She's Dinah.
And she's Tubbs.
And we're country girls getting down on reality TV. And it's that time again.
It is.
It seems like that time comes quicker and quicker.
I know.
But shout out! And shout out to the good town of Good Hope.
Park and Rec. Good Hope Park and Rec.
The home of the famous Dinah.
That's it.
And I went and interviewed the town clerk, and I said, does Dinah run Good Hope? She goes, well, she runs the mower.
I thought I did.
They don't give you the props you need, do they?
I'm thinking not.
But I'm going to tell you what. Now, one thing I want to say, and I was going to write a letter, and I you know how I am, busy, can't sit down to write a letter. But I've never known a community to pull together and do at Thanksgiving the meal. How many plates did y'all?
We had prepared for 1,200. We done about 1,350, and we actually run out.
And okay, what the town of Good Hope does is they make it's a turkey Thanksgiving meal, and it's the week before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And people can come to the school and eat, or either come in and get drive-through, and no cost.
None. No cost.
Now, whose idea was this?
I think Jerry Bartlett. He's the guy over the community part of the council.
Right.
There's like 5 seats. He does like the community stuff. I think it was actually him and the mayor. I believe him and Corey, decided to do that because, like they said, a lot of people may not have a Thanksgiving dinner,
right.
And he wanted to make sure everybody, in our community was fed.
And the council all gets together and help, and everybody that works at Good Hope.
The clerk actually goes out and gets donations, like from all the businesses in Good
Oh,
Hope.
wow!
And they either donate money or, like, just off the top of my head, one of the businesses in Good Hope was Southern Petroleum. That's where you buy candy and stuff, like for stores and stuff. They donated like a case of the plates, the lidded plates and everything. And
so it's a true community project, and everybody works together.
Oh, yeah.
And what I've got to say was wonderful was the North Pole.
The North Pole. You love that, didn't you?
Well, I didn't even see it because Becca took Reagan and Jessica and Sarah took Ada. But Oakland wasn't feeling well, so I kept him at home, or kept him at my mother's. We was at mother's that day. And that baby, they said when they pulled up, he turned to them and said, "We are at the North Pole."
Mm-hmm.
And then he had his picture made with Santa and Mrs. Claus. Those are the most precious pictures. I mean, I could not get over it. That was a good-looking Santa.
That was Johnny Harris. He's one of our council members.
Really nice Mrs. Claus.
That's his wife, Laura. They're really good people. Laura and Johnny, they're really good people.
And he told about then the fire trucks, and he saw the ambulances and got to ride. Did they have a hay wagon?
Mm-hmm. They actually leave, well, at the park they had like a little carnival thing, and different vendors came and set up stuff. They had hot chocolate and stuff, and they had Santa Claus's house, and inside the house was Santa and Mrs. Claus, and you could go and have your picture made with them. And then when it got dark, we had tractors, 2 big tractors that hauled trailers and would take you across the road to our other park called Hathcock Park. And all Hathcock Park is, it's just, it's real pretty with trees and stuff, and it's coming right off the interstate, and you can see it. And weeks before, we had been preparing and getting all these Christmas lights.
I remember you talking about the lights, okay.
And we had like Santa Claus waving, and Santa Claus on a John Deere tractor, and we had a snowman and an angel and some bells and different things. We had it all decorated up, and the firemen, the Good Hope Fire Department had come down and put lights in all the trees there. It was really pretty in there. And so on the hayride, they brought you across and took you down and rode you through and let you see the lights. No cost. All that was no cost.
No cost.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, he said he had s'mores and hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Over there, you could do all that stuff.
Because he came back to Mother's house, and that's all he could say, the North Pole. And his eyes, I'm gonna tell you what, the people in Good Hope don't realize. This baby, when I saw him and he started, you could see the twinkle in his eyes. It did my heart good.
He had a ball.
That baby thought, honest to goodness, thought he had been at the North Pole. The North Pole. He had a ball. So I'm gonna tell you what, kudos to
to get bigger and better every year.
Good job.
You know, bigger and better every year.
Woo!
So.
We may not be able to stand it if it gets.
I know it'll be really, really good. We know what to expect now. You know, there was a lot of people.
Well, when you do something for the first time, you got to get the kids
and it
out.
was so cold that night too. I don't know if you remember. It was so cold that night, and we really thought that nobody would show up. You know, for a hayride especially. But it was unbelievable. It was really, really good.
I think it's just great that a community gets together, and the Thanksgiving meal and the Christmas. Because I'm gonna tell you what I did. I wanted to write a letter because that did my heart good. That baby was just lit up, glowing. But you could see the twinkle in his eyes because, by George, he had been to the North Pole. I think he saw some. Was there reindeer lights or something, or reindeer decorations?
He really tickled me because I was working the booth where the hot chocolate and the drinks, you could come up and get hot chocolate and drinks. And he asked me where the tractors was at. He was ready, and it wasn't dark yet. And I said, "Booger, it's gonna be when it gets dark." And he spotted the tractors. A couple of the guys had drove the tractors down where they was gonna be loading. And I saw him start easing that way, and Becca's like, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I'm going over here to this John Deere tractor." And that child stood right beside that trailer in that tractor because he was going to make sure. And he was the first one on that trailer too.
He loves him some John Deere tractor.
Yes, he made sure he was on it. So it was really good.
Well, I just think that's great that the town of Good Hope gets together and does that. I think it's just wonderful to do that and give back to the community.
Right. It was good.
And the whoever hung those lights, superb job.
Well, the fire department strung them in the trees, but me and Sam, one of the other guys that I work with, me and him actually strung them all up on the Santa Claus waving and all that, and that took us like weeks.
Really?
Yes, and that's nerve-wracking.
Maybe when you do it this coming Christmas, I'll come down there and get some footage.
That would be great.
I believe it would be.
You would see me about biting my arm off because it's really hard to do. I mean, that's really hard to do. To string them lights, I mean, you got them wire things, you know. You got to string that light. That's nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet
but
it's nerve-wracking.
It's worth it.
Oh, yeah, because, hey, I'm telling you. But I'm going to tell you what. I don't know what the town of Good Hope would do without Dana Dunnigan.
I don't need their tubs.
The Queen of Good Hope.
There you go.
The Queen of Good Hope, Dana Dunnigan.
There you go.
Good job, Good Hope. Oh, that's a good saying. Good job, Good Hope.